This your host, Selah Shalom, and this is the Cosmon Teachings in the words of Jehovah and his angel ambassadors. And the topic of discussion today is going to be called the moon cycles and the Bible. And I'm going to show you how the Creator is using the moon as the way to follow his signs, seasons, days, and years. Now in Genesis chapter 1, verses 14 through 18, God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from night, and let them be for signs, seasons, days, and years." Verse 15, "And let them be for lights in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth," and it was so. Verse 16, "And God made two great lights, the great light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and he made the stars also." Verse 17, "And God set them in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth." Verse 18, "And to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from darkness. And God said it was good." So here it states that the moon, the sun, and the stars was given for signs, seasons, days, and years. It is a calendar for humans. And humans has nothing to do with the working of the sun, moon, and stars. All this is done by the hand of the Almighty Jehovah. So if one doesn't understand the moon cycles, you cannot know for a truth the appointed times of Jehovah. But I'm going to put this all together. So now, the next reference we have to times and dates in the Bible is the story of Noah. In this story, the Creator gives us the date that the flood occurred and the date when it ended. The beginning of the flood in the book of Genesis, chapter 7, verse 11 and 13, it states, in the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were open." Verse 13, "In the selfsame day entered Noah, Shem, and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wives, and the three wives of his sons with them, into the ark." So in this verse it states that the flood took place in the second month, 17th day of the month. Now applying the moon cycles, this would be the second moon cycle, which is the second season of spring, and the 17th night of the moon, which is a full moon prior to the day. So when the fountains of the great deep were broken up and the windows of heaven were open, it was in the season of spring, the second moon cycle of the year, and the 17th night and day. And this is how you apply Jehovah's appointed times, by observing and understanding the moon cycles. The moon is the timekeeper, the prophecy. Next, the next date in the Bible is the ending of the flood. We're in Genesis chapter 8, verse 13 and 14, where it states, "And it came to pass in the 601 year, and the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up from off the earth." Verse 14, "And in the second month, on the 27th day of the month, was the earth dried." So here it states that the earth was dried in the first month and the first day. So applying the moon cycles once again, the first moon cycle, which is the first moon of spring, and the first month of the year, and the first night, which is the crescent moon. And then you have the day period, which follows. And then in the second month, the 27th night and day, they came out of the ark. Now applying the moon cycles, the second month is the second moon cycle, which is the second moon of spring. And the 27th night is when the moon is as a crescent moon. And then you have the day period, which follows. So now we're going to put it all together, applying the appointed times of Jehovah. As the moon cycles were created for signs, seasons, days, and years. So here's how you apply the appointed times as to the flood. So first you have the sign, which was the flood. Second, you have the season of the flood, which was the second moon cycle of spring. Third, you have the day of the flood, which was the 17th night and day. Fourth, you have the year of the flood, which was the 600th year in the ark of Noah. And this is how you apply the appointed times of Jehovah. So here is the recorded date of the flood from start to finish. The beginning of the flood started the second moon cycle, 17th night and day, in the 600th year of Noah, and ended the second moon cycle, 27th night and day, in the 601st year of Noah. And this will make a total of 1 year and 10 nights and days. So it is by this way of observing the moon cycles to understand the days, years, and seasons of Jehovah's appointed times with accuracy. Next, we're going to talk about the coming of the Son of Man mentioned in the Bible. Because in the scriptures, it mentions the comparison of the coming of the Son of Man to the story of Noah. And so that's what we're going to talk about and put it all together. So now in Matthew 24, verse 38 and 39, it states, "For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And they knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." So now in this verse, it gives you the day of the coming of the Son of Man as the day of Noah. Because in verse 38 it states that until the day of Noah entered the ark. And the day Noah entered the ark was the 17th day of the second moon cycle of spring. Now when we go to Genesis chapter 7, verse 11 and 13, it states, "In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. And in the same self day entered Noah, Shimham, and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wives, and their 3 wives of his sons, with them into the ark." So here is the day that Noah and his family entered into the ark, which is the 17th day of the second moon cycle of spring. So if the Son of Man is to come at the appointed time based off the appointed time of Noah, this is giving you the appointed time of the Son of Man, according to the scriptures applying the moon cycles. So here's prophecy according to the scriptures. In Matthew 24, verse 38, it states, "Until the day that Noah entered into the ark." And the day Noah entered into the ark was the second moon cycle, 17th day. Now in Genesis 7, chapter 7, verse 13, it says, "In the self same day entered Noah, Shimham, and Japheth." So the self same day that they entered into the ark was the 17th day of the second moon cycle. So now back to Matthew 24, verse 39, where it states, "So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." So if the coming of the Son of Man is to be the appointed time of Noah entering the ark, this would be the second moon cycle, 17th day, that the Son of Man will come with the clouds of heaven, as it states in Matthew 24, verse 30, "And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven." So here's how you apply the appointed times as to the coming of the Son of Man. First, you have the sign, which is the darkening of the sun, the dimming of the moon and stars, and the appearance of the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven. Second, you have the season when this will take place, which is spring, and the second moon of spring. Third, you have the day when this will occur, which is the 17th day of the second moon cycle. And this is how you apply the appointed times of Jehovah's signs, seasons, days, and years. And these are just a few examples of how to use the moon cycles to know the appointed times of our